Today, I'll be giving you blatant proof that the U.S. government was directly involved in the war on drugs and that they single-handedly brought down the entire black community in the western part of the United States. This speech will change how you perceive the U.S. government and the lengths they will go to silence the truth and the lengths that they have gone to change your memory and change your perspective on the country. Many of us have loved ones that have used drugs or have seen the crackheads on the side of the road that are obviously addicted to some. So we can see that the war on drugs still has its effects almost half a century later. My first main point that I'll give you that 3 men broke the story. They did investigating on the case, and one of the reporters was killed, but his autopsy report listed it as a suicide. But David Carr, a journalist from the New York Times, he went back and saw the autopsy report, and he found out that the reporter that was killed had 2 bullet holes in the back of his head. So he was obviously killed to silence the truth that he had found out. Another point I will leave you with is violent crime and rape rose by 70% in predominantly black neighborhoods due to drugs and crime.
Just give 1 minute.
The U.S. stated and admitted to the CIA being linked to drug cartels in Latin America. So they've already explicitly stated that they've been involved. But normally in this country, the public doesn't pay attention to anything the government does, and this is in the news. So if it's not published, we won't see it. The 2 other journalists were killed by the United States government as well. They were hung in their homes, but their deaths were covered up by their families because they were given huge payoffs by the U.S. government in the 1980s. This was found out by David Carr as well from the New York Times, and he broke the story in his newspaper, and he suddenly died of a heart attack at age 58. He suddenly died of a heart attack at age 58 in his home, but his doctor said that he had no previous health issues and he was in perfectly good health. So we can pretty much assume that the government killed him off as well. The government also burned down his house after he died, so any evidence linked to the drug cartels or anything was gone in 2010. So we've seen that the government will go to amazing lengths to shut up the truth, and they don't want anybody finding out that they single-handedly dismantled an entire community, especially during the 80s, since the black community was on the uprise. They had many political figures like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and they also killed them off as well. So this is just a long trend of the U.S. government taking out black figures and taking out people that are covering up, that are taking the cover off the stories. This speech gave you blatant evidence of domestic terrorism, and that the CIA used the drug cartels to drug traffic drugs into the western United States in order to raise funding for their program. And this will be a lesson to trust only what you know and not what you see. Remember, history is only written by the rich and powerful, and the only victor of the war on drugs was the CIA.